Alright, so I'm assuming at this point that we've all taken a pretty good stab at it, and let's see what a solution might look like. So before I show you the ES6 solution that I told you to write in the previous video, I'm going to just go ahead here and show you a ES5 syntax solution. That way we can kind of compare and contrast the differences between the two. So again, let's go ahead here and let's do var. Oops, it looks like I went full screen for a second. And let's do mapped names ES5. And you don't have to code this, but do just pay attention while I'm creating this just to show you the differences. Names.map. So for ES5 syntax, just like ES6 syntax, this is basically how we want to start off. Except you'll notice here that for ES5 syntax, I'm using the var declarator. I don't know if I had necessarily explained this the last time, but there's some pretty big differences between var and let, especially in terms of what you can get away with. So when you declare a variable using var, it's what's called function scope, and that means that the nearest enclosing set of curlies for a function in which the variable is declared is the scope in which it is available for access and use by the code. That is to say that if I declare something, let's say function, let's fill out this called a map, and I'm going to create a variable called var rockstar equals name. Let's go ahead and let's do, it's a slight typo, so I fixed that up there. And so take a look at this var rockstar. So notice these enclosing set of curlies here. So if I declare a variable as var, this var of rockstar is only going to be available to access to code within the function here inside my map call. However, this var here, the mapped ES5, because there is no enclosing function around it, it's going to be available for use by any code all throughout the program. And in reality, that can be a little bit dangerous, especially when you get into some of the back-end development that we're going to be doing here in a couple weeks, or actually really next week if you're in the Accelerate class. What you're going to notice is that you're going to have a lot of functions within functions, and things can just get really complex and messy. And so you can actually accidentally end up overriding a variable that is declared as var when you have these complex nested functions and things like that in your backend particularly. And that's just nasty and potentially very dangerous. It can just cause the program to break, right? So that's where ES5 syntax comes in that variables declared with the keyword let or const are only available to code within the enclosing set of curly braces. That is to say, block scope. So that means if I declare this variable as a let inside this function, it will only be available for use within the set of curlies, period. There's no way I can force it out. And it's really kind of the same with here. This means that if I declare this function as a let, that means that I can only really use it within the enclosing block scope. Now, if I declare something as let outside and there's no enclosing set of curlies or code block in which it's declared, much like var, yes, it's technically available to the entire program for use, but there's a couple other differences between const, let, and var that are very important